One of the things that happens to us, when we're going through a spiritual awakening process is that we begin to feel that we are born for something greater, something bigger, and that our purpose is beyond our 9 to 5 job. Our purpose is something grand, is something bigger. This is very, very common, and some of us will then shift into different jobs or careers that most accurately describe how we are at the time, right? So when you go through your spiritual awakening, the first thing that you'll feel, or one of the first things, is I have a bigger purpose. I am a chosen one. Or you'll feel I'm here to spread the light. I am a light worker. I am a spiritual teacher. I am a healer. You will find that whatever you had defined as yourself changes. Whilst it is common for us to try and always find our purpose or our mission, it is in fact a misnomer, because they all come afterwards. They all come after you have found yourself. They all come after the unveiling. They all come after the vibrational shifts. They all come after or during a profound experience such as a spiritual awakening. So it's not that you found your purpose finally and therefore you've shifted a career. No. But whatever it is that we deem as a purpose, or we deem as a goal, or we deem as a job or career, these are most reflective of where we are at that time, and they are the most efficient modes of transport for where we want to go, right, in our awakening, and they are the most effective vehicle of transformation, and therefore we make purposes out of them. But as such, there is really no real purpose or a mission, but rather a reflection of us at any given point in time. So the us that we are and the us that we want to go to. So as we are getting to know ourselves, and during the spiritual awakening process, one significant change that you will go through is your career, your job. Because remember, you're dropping the definitions of you as well. Before we drop the entire definition or the entire concept, or even any concept that you hold about yourself, we first remove how we project to the world outside, or what we think is the source of income or the source of abundance. As we tune into just abundance, it comes in many forms to us. There will always be food on the table. There will always be shelter. They will always have clothes to wear. So all of your basic needs will always be met. But as you go through the process, as you no longer define yourself with your work, right? And remember, the first stage is, hang on, what I'm doing right now is not most reflective of who I have become, right? So my own example, as some of you are aware, I am a qualified solicitor of the Supreme Court of England and Wales. Yeah, I really am. Or rather, non-practicing though, right? So not practicing anymore. But there was a push and pull at the time, because that's all I knew, right? But I also knew that it's not for me, and at some point it has to go, because that's not the best channel for me, or what's most reflective of who I am at the time. And when you identify that, there may be either very prolonged push and pull between the relationship, in that relationship, you and your career, or you will know that this is not for me. Remember, that in itself is a process, because there will be things like, what will people think? What will people say? What am I going to do? Right? And all of this is again your mind, and all of this is again concepts. Because, which is going to my next point about what you're going to do. You will feel inspired. One of the other tenets of a spiritual awakening process is divine inspiration. You will feel inspired at every step of the process as to what your next step is. And if it is a career, what your next step is. Now, if you already know, right, this isn't for me, right? And you already have the buffer, you have the cushions in place, but you're still in there. Chances are that the universe or source or higher self, call it as you may, will interrupt, will intervene, and you might be made redundant. You lose it, right? Doors will start shutting. They will start shutting in that direction, because that's not you anymore. And that's where the next thing, our awareness, is so paramount, because having that awareness, which comes in moments of stillness, it comes in moments of meditative, restorative listening, when we can tell, this is where I am right now, right? This is going to be my next step. Maybe you enjoy painting like I love painting. I always knew I loved doing crafts. Did I think I was ever going to make a business out of it? No. But I just have. Okay, so there are lots and lots of things. You might be really good at photography. There might be things that you left and never thought you could pursue, because there was a belief that no, those are only hobbies. You can't make a career out of your hobby, right? So as you go through your spiritual awakening process, your whole career trajectory changes. Your notion, your beliefs around it change. What it means to work, whether you need to work, whether you have to work, the whole thing entails literally shifts. So you might find yourself shifting from, like myself, lawyer to space healer to spiritual teacher to yogi to artist to chocolatier, right? Or you might find yourself attorney to designer. One of the ladies I met recently, that's her shift. You might find yourself going through these amazing shifts, like you no longer want to work for somebody, but you want to own your own business. And beautiful time for you to do that, because remember, when you go through spiritual awakening, you're coming into your own spiritual autonomy. And with the spiritual autonomy, not only is the S, capital S, self-empowered, right? Not only is it that you're spiritually autonomous, but your own autonomy comes up. You fulfill your independence, because there is absolutely zero codependence, including that on an employer, including that on a concept of, I need this job. When you tune into your abundance mindset, which just comes with your spiritual awakening. So if it hasn't, it's coming, right? It's coming, or maybe it's already there and you're not aware of it. Have a look and see where all your abundance is. It's there. The treasure is already there, right? So without further ado, lots of love. Let me know what's happening with your careers. Any questions, feel free to drop me a comment. Take care.